Hello everybody, MechlordGames here, and welcome to the deck profile I'm doing of my newly rebuilt rank 10 trains. It's a deck profile that I've been wanting to recover and redo since the last version of it that I did. I don't even know if I actually uploaded the last one. I think I did. Not entirely sure. But anyway, I love this deck list. I love this deck itself, and this deck is broken, and it is unfortunately OCG, so it's not a TCG deck that could be used in the meta, but I have faced against a lot of the TCG meta, and this deck just wrecks them. It just says no. Like, whatever you want to do, yeah, no. We say no. But anyway, we have 3 Express Train Trolley Ollie. It is a summonable target via your field spell, so that is a thing. And any XC's monster will gain 800 attack points that you use this with, so that is a good thing. 3 heavy freight train Dark Crane, 2 Malefic Cyber End Dragon, 2 Mathematician. I'm just gonna basically explain the cards in depth afterwards. Night Express Knight, Ruffian Railcar, Foolish Burial, 3 MST, 3 Evolving Switchyard, 1 Soul Charge, 2 Special Schedule, 3 Terraforming, 3 Upstarts, 1 Bottomless, 3 Breakthrough, 1 Compulse, 1 Warning, and 1 Torrential Tribute for the main deck. Now in the main deck, you have your Searcher, which is Railcar, and you have your Miller, which is Mathematician. These guys go hand in hand because you summon Mathematician, pitch Railcar, end turn, search off Railcar. Plus, if Mathematician is destroyed by battle, you go plus. So that's not a bad thing. Foolish Burial, just easier access to ditch something to the graveyard to go plus. Just pitch a Ruffian Railcar. You can only use its effect once per turn though, so if you get Ruffian Railcar, if you get Foolish Burial and Mathematician, go Mathematician first. Just get it out there. Get it done. But this is a summonable target via Switchyard, and this is a summonable target via Switchyard. Basically what Switchyard does, Switchyard is one of your key cards. You can pitch a card to add a level 10 Earth Machine type monster from your deck to your hand. Or if a level 10 Earth Machine type monster is normal or special summoned, you can special summon a level 4 Earth Machine type monster with 1800 or more attack from your deck, and its level becomes 10. So you have your Trolley Ollie, and you have your Railcars. Railcars are Searcher. This just boosts attack points. But you can actually just normal summon this, if you need to, make a push over a small monster or something like Denko Seka or whatever. You have stuff you can get over. But Derek Crane and Knight. You normal summon Knight, special Derek Crane, or normal summon Knight, Switchyard, special this off, or special this off, and make whatever play you need to accordingly. But Derek Crane, if it's detached, you get to pop a card in the field and destroy it. Special Schedule just special summons a machine type monster with 2000 or more attack. Your real only target would be Night Express Knight, or well, no, you can't do that. So your really only target is Night Express Knight, but that's a 3k beat stick monster. You unfortunately cannot summon back Derek Crane with Special Schedule, but that's not too big of an issue, because this is the guy you want to, summon anyway. Normal summon or special summon. You want to get its effects off. The Upstart Goblin, you don't really need to use this. You can pitch this for Switchyard and still go plus, because it's either you activate Upstart, go +1 and draw a card, or just pitch it to get something you absolutely need and do that instead of giving your opponent 1,000 life points. So you could just pitch this for Switchyard as well. Terraforming, just search Switchyard. Pretty self-explanatory at most with that. Side deck, we have 2 Kaiser Coliseum. I just feel like that this deck has a serious lockdown that you can do with Kaiser Coliseum. So if you run into somebody who spams a lot, Kaiser Coliseum is a fantastic card to play. I would maybe jump this to 3 if you run into a lot of spammy decks and you're playing against if you're preparing for spam decks. Kaiser Coliseum is a great card to side in versus spam decks. Um, but aside from that, you have 2 Noblemen of Crossout. Target face down monsters and banish it. And if it's a flip effect monster, each player reveals their main deck. On DN, you go into TCG, OCG, rated. You still run into, a lot of players who play Shaddolls, and some people are playing an OCG style build of Shaddolls. So, Noblemen could be very effective against Shaddolls. Worms are still a thing. You can often find worms being played. So Noblemen across out says no to worms. Just a good side card in general, especially in TCG. And since on DN you find a lot of TCG decks and find TCG players, this card is really good. And it can just get rid of any set face down monster, so that's not really a bad thing. 3 Dust Tornado. There is one card that you could side that would really hurt this deck, and that would be Mistake is one thing that really hurts this deck. So Dust Tornado, definitely pack this in if our opponent sides a lot of cards. There's also another card called Stygian Dirge that reduces the levels of all monsters your opponent controls by 1. So it can really make things complicated. As a general fact that this deck, you need your monsters to be level 10. And a lot of players, will side against you. So siding 3 Dust Tornado. Well, Dust Tornado in replacement for the 3 Upstart Goblin. This card is just easily sideable, so just side that out for, Upstart if need be. And side that out for the Dust Tornadoes. Non-fusion area. Since this deck is OCG, you will run into Spiritual Beast players. And Spiritual Beast is a fusion deck, so non-fusion area for those matches. You get into for those. Now this card is fantastic. Skill Drain at 3. A lot of decks that run off of a lot of monster power. Skill Drain at 3, just because you can normal summon this as a 3k beat stick. And just poke your opponent with it if need be. Stop a lot of effects from doing anything, and kind of really broken card. I mean, I know you pay the 1,000 life points, but this is just like monster heavy decks that run a lot of like powerful monster effects. Just skill drain, get rid of them. You're playing up against Shaddolls, play skill drain, negate their window, and do stuff. Trap stun, just to for back row heavy decks. We do have solution to back row, but if someone pulls off that Stygian Dirge and you don't have an MST or Dust Tornado, and you really need something to stop that, Trap Stun is a great side deck card as well. For extra deck, 2 of the Cyberend Dragons, just to ditch for Malefic Cyberend, Kistel, just because you make one, you can make one rank 4 in here. Doesn't really happen very often, but it can happen, and you can get in situations where you do need a rank 4. And I feel like this is a good rank 4 to make. Not necessarily the best, but it's good. It works, and yes, I am very tired as of recording this. Now, this card is one of the most important cards to make in this deck. Number 81, Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Superior Dora. This is basically Felground. It doesn't negate monsters it doesn't stop card effects from going off, but it basically 3,200 attack, 4,000 defense, 2 level 10 monsters. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one face-up monster on the field, and it is unaffected by other card effects except its own. So, this card, really broken. 3,200 attack, 4,000 defense, very powerful. And as you can see in the card art, very monstrous. Very monstrous. So next we have one number C9 Chaos Dyson Sphere. This card is your 101 for the deck. Because at the start of damage step, if it battles a monster, attach that monster's face-up material. Once per turn, inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each material attached to this card. And once per turn, you can detach any number of materials and inflict 800 damage to your opponent for each. So, this card is an active 101, an active burn card, and it's really easy to make, actually. It's very easy to make this card. And it's 3600 attack, 3200 defense, so very, very ridiculously overpowered monster. Um, 3 Sky Palace Gangridi. Uh, Basically, this can destroy any card, and if you do inflict 1000 damage to your opponent, it cannot attack. But there is a combo that we play with this, and I will explain that to you in a moment. We have Megatron, otherwise Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer, 5k beat stick. If if they have a lot of back row, just summon this, and it's a good solution to back row. If you can, make this, of course, but it'll force out, warnings, bottomlesses, but your opponent cannot respond to its effect. So if they don't negate your summon, this card just absolutely wrecks over people, and I love it. I love it a lot. So you have 3 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max, just deal massive burn damage. And it's just a good way to start off with burn or end a game. And just in case, line up Zen mains. I actually didn't really see the practicality of putting this in the deck, but my friend Austin had suggested that I do so, and I did, and I actually made it. I was facing up against one of my friends who was playing Bujin, and I just had first turn mathematician. I had 2 mathematicians in hand. Just first turn, got one, ditched, searched out for a knight. Second turn, get one out, ditch, search out for Dark Crane, attacked him, and then made Zen mains, which won me the game, actually, just because of the simple fact that, your opponent needs to respond to Zen mains, or Zen mains is going to hurt them. So I attacked, and he responded with the D prison, because if not, I was going to pop his Yamato and kind of stop him from really doing much, because the only thing that he had at Thinking Grave was Turtle, which he could have, negated, so I don't really see why we're wasting D prison on Zen mains. But what a main combos like to do is, if your opponent is stacking back row or has a lot of big monsters that you just want to get rid of very easily, you make Gangridi. You make sure you detach Derek Crane. Gangridi, pop 1, burn 1000. Derek Crane, pop 2. So, just making him, you can pop 2 cards, which is just epic, because it doesn't have to be any. It could be any, targeted card. It could be anything, and you just detach, target, pop. Effect after being detached, target, pop, and it's pretty much an easy win, honestly, in my opinion. Good plays, easy win. This deck is just unfair, and it will probably be OCG meta, maybe even TCG meta, upon its release, if we actually do get it to the TCG, which if we do, I am... What are you doing? Where are you opening? But if it does come to TCG, then I will be picking up everything in this deck, because I just absolutely love this set. And I mean love, love, love this set. I cannot express enough how much I love machine decks, and this is by far one of my favorites. I should go and change my username to MechlordGames. Yeah, I don't even know.